Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm so excited to be here today. And of course, if this is your first time, I'm so happy that you choose to learn with a man. All right. So, today I'm talking about the power of consistency and why this is very important to have in our lives. So, if this is your first time again, do me a favor. If this video makes value to your life, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. That's the best support you can give the show. All right. So you guys know I'm a father and I have baby twins who are turning 3 years soon. I've been watching them over time and how they start evolving, learning new things, trying to talk. But what really fascinated me was so much on how they learned walking, starting to make their first step, starting to stand up. I watched that over time and I was very fascinated with how fast they can do things as long as they keep consistency in what they are learning. And actually, the power of consistency is what everybody has in their lives. If you look at how you learn everything, it's all about consistency. The babies just grow up without knowing anything, but as soon as they try to start something new, they are consistently doing that until they master it. And actually, as we grow up, we tend to leave the element of consistency in our lives. When I look at how babies grow and they do everything and they learn by themselves, I'm telling you, you never taught your children how to speak. They just taught themselves. You never taught your children how to walk. You never taught them how to stand up. They just taught themselves. If the babies can learn so fast and quickly, without resources, without external support, what is the big thing that do they have that we, as we grow up, we now lose? Just one thing: consistency. When a kid, a baby, is trying to stand up, as soon as they hit that point in their life, that is the next point, that is the thing they have to learn, they do it non-stop. Whether they love it, I don't even know. They love it. They're so obsessed. They want it so much that they cannot stop until they make it happen. And when they make it happen, they exercise that so that they get to know it better. They master it better. So that kind of experience is the one we should take when we are approaching our goals and our dreams. We should really go and lock in what we are doing. Just as the babies stand up and fall down on the way, stand again, fall down, stand again and fall down, that is what we need to do. Have you ever seen a baby standing up and he or she falls down and they're afraid of standing up again? That means they would never walk or never stand by the rest of their lives. But because they know it is the most important thing they have to achieve in their lives, no matter whether they fall in the sand, whether they fall in a concrete floor, whether they fall in the mud or in any other messy place, whether they fall and something hits them and it is sharp and gives them a wound, whatever happens to them, the babies will keep standing up. And also, as growing up, I realized any time that I added the power of consistency in anything that I was doing, everything really seemed to work. It really worked. I'm telling you the truth because I remember when I started learning the language, when I started learning English, at the age of 20 years old, it was hard for me to even read the baby book of English. But that didn't took me 2 years. Just 1 year, I was good for learning. I was ready to read a novel, ready to read like a class assignment and get it very right. Sit in a class and listen to the teacher and understand what they're discussing, and being in a position to have that confidence to answer the questions in front of the classes, go in front and present. It's only because I had the power of consistency. I realized that this is the enormous power that we have within, that as long as you want it, you will get it. But that power is something sometimes that some of us tended to forget. We feel like we want to do it, and then if we don't know, we feel like we need to leave. We need to quit. But can you imagine how a baby grows? They have never spoken a word, and it takes them years until they start speaking just one word and they start celebrating. And within a course of 5 months, they can speak everything. That's what happens when you add the power of consistency. Sometimes I remember when I want to master something, I'll be like, I'm obsessed. I take my phone, I listen to every audio book that is around on that. I browse on YouTube, I go in a video that is talking about something I want to learn. I go on the internet, I look at the tutorials, I do I'm so obsessed with the power of consistency. Whether you know it or I don't, just the power of consistency is enough to help me get around and be able to get the skill that I'm looking for. So I want you from now to understand that you are capable and you can do everything you desire to have. You just need one thing. You need to be very powerful when it comes to believing in the power of consistency, when it comes to putting things into action. I remember somebody telling us that the goals, the dreams without actions are just wishes. That's the same thing if a baby would sit down and watch another walking by and be like, oh my God, one time I will just walk like that person. But they will never have the courage to stand up and try to make one more step, just one. They would never walk even any distance. But because the babies know better than us, they know it's about putting in practice. They know it's about trying when you don't know. But for us, we want to try things that work. You have a big goal, you want to start doing it until when you just see it can work. A baby trying to stand up doesn't know if he or she can stand up. It is just a trying. So take a lot of time putting things into action. A baby trying to walk, trying to stand up, doesn't sit and plan. The baby wakes up starting to stand up, clawing until it is done. That is very important. So my dear friend, I want to tell you I thank you so much. But I want you to approach the next goal with consistency. Make sure you go in, stay in, start doing things, whether you see them working or not. Just knowing where you're going is enough. Start going. Start putting things in action. Don't just keep planning and wishing what you should have, wishing what other people have, and feel like that's what you need to have. Because that will never work. I remember a time I would sit and I can't read a book that my friends are reading. I'll be like, what? When shall I? But I didn't spend that time dreaming about that. I started putting into actions. My dear friend, being on the streets didn't mean like I couldn't do anything. it gave me the sense that if I can be from down there to any level of life, I knew a lot was going to come. Just like a baby, when they stand up, they believe they can even make steps. When they make steps, they believe they can even learn. And now they can even, jump. That's what happens in life. Just a little step you do, keep doing it until you find it easy to do, then you can do the next one. That's the power of consistency. My friend, I thank you so much. I wish you many blessings. And if you're watching until now, please do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. All right. See you in the next video.